Morning, everyone. It's time 27 past. Start this in a couple of minutes. Half past. Normal. Morning, Ivan. Maybe a couple of new names I might be forward, just in case. I just want to mention, I'll be showing the charts in a minute or so. I just want to explain you can interact like I've done there on the chat line, or you can verbalize by obviously, speaking. It's a forum, so please interact. This is where we discuss the practical aspects of trading, throw ideas in. Don't forget, it's not a class where teacher stands up there with a drawing board. We share ideas. Something, you pick something up. I might be wrong, you might be wrong, I might be right, you might be right. You get the idea. So we interact here. There's no, we can all help each other because we're all keeping the same goalpost. So feel free to ask. If I'm talking about something and you're not sure what it is, just say what you mean by that, or repeat it, or I've shown you, and you think, well, just can do it one more time to make sure. And so, you can get there. So state the obvious, but needs to be said. Okay, all right. I'm going to share the charts now. Yes, it did. Share the screen now. I'm on the DXY. Yeah, it went up a bit, a tad, and then it came off a bit. I just still think it's going to happen tomorrow, but I'll go into this now. Wait for half past, give guys a chance to come in. That's the trade idea, so I've got up here. If you're not already in. Good to have you, Michael. It's your first time. So waiting around the first time, but we all started. Don't forget, we all started. Don't expect to build Rome in a day, as they say. Don't know what some of the stuff is, what those lines are. I can explain. This is not a training room where we'll go into great details of the class stuff. That's for the classes. But to explain what that brown line is, that doesn't take long. I can do that. You will not, after one lesson or one class or one forum or whatever you want to call it, trading room attendant, expect to be able to trade international markets. Because that's simple, it wouldn't be a skill. Morning, finally.
Are you all well with the load shedding? Morning, all.
Well, actually, fun you should trip on that. I'm not so sure because this morning my inverter kicked out. I don't know why that is. So luckily we don't have load shedding until 11. So from that point of view, we should be okay for this week where I am here. But I'm going to have to sometime today find out what the hell's wrong and get an electrician around or something, because I've played around with it quite a bit. But I don't know why that is. It just suddenly, like a light bulb, bang, something. So I think somebody tripped on it.
Wow, sorry, maybe it's protecting the batteries or some other thing, because I had a similar experience, and it's now currently overcast quite badly here in Sasolburg, so it is not looking that good, and I got load shedding until 10 o'clock or 10:30.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
So you're still down at KZN, Uncle?
No, I've moved down. I'm staying at a place called Vongo. It's just outside Margate, about 2-3 k's from Margate on the Durban side. Yeah. So I moved down. It's quite nice actually. I'm sitting in the training room here. If I look to the left, I can see the sea. The balcony there, right? The sea. Saw a whale this morning sitting on the balcony, splashing around. So it's quite pleasant. Yeah. And the weather's boiling. It's warm. It's okay. Not warm. It's okay.
Okay, great stuff. So you moved down permanently there, or for the winter?
That's the idea. That's the idea. I've got a place down here. I didn't buy it, just rented a place down here. It's right in the front. I can walk down out there onto, well, a bit of a rocky beach, about just to the right is Sandy Beach, so I can go along the promenade, etc., right overlooking the sea. You probably hear, I don't know what it is, you hear the waves in the background there, a bit of whale watching or whatever. A restaurant to my right, 50 meters, and a restaurant to my left, 100 meters, all sea views and all the rest of it. So it's quite pleasant. I don't know whether you know the South Coast. I've got Shelley Beach Shopping Centre, 3Ks, 4Ks, the South Coast Mall, and yeah, a spa literally about 400 meters away, and it's great. And yeah, I can work remotely, and I just thought, well, give it a go. So I took a week's leave to see if I liked it, and I did. So I just moved down here. So yeah, there it is.
Wow, excellent. Welcome to KZN. I'm
Yeah.
fairly sure you're going to enjoy it more than Joburg area.
Well, the people are a little bit, I don't know how to put it. Yeah, the trouble with Joburg is to be careful, everyone. What do they want? The trust bases seem to be left here. They're pretty more open friendly. I mean, I'm not saying there's crime, but it's not that paranoia getting, you know what I mean? You can walk along. A lot of people walk on beachfronts, etc., without worries of somebody coming up and snatching a handbag or whatever. So it doesn't say it doesn't exist, but it's not as bad. And the weather, of course, is a lot better. Gets windy, of course it does, but I mean, for the moment, it's definitely warm in Joburg anyway.
No, excellent. Enjoy it then.
Anyway, okay, we've got AUD CAD out. I think you've all got the signal, whether you want to take it or not. It was a sell at 0. Have I got not NZD? I've got the wrong one up. So it looks. We'll start with this one. Got the wrong one up there. The AUD CAD was a sell at 89.08, so it's about the same. Remember, you get in on the bid and you get out the ask or sell or buy, whatever terminology you want to use. So actually, it has gone 2 whole pips in your favor. We won't see a profit yet because you exit on the right-hand side. That's the difference of the spread, don't forget. That's why when you click the buy or sell button, you see red. And why every time I enter, you look like you're losing money. No, it's the spread. So you get at 6, you get out at 10. If you're selling short, that has got to come down to your entry price on the sell to break even, and at least then we know where we're going to profit. So we thought the sell, I'll give the reasons why. It's below the 200, the 100 at the 10 and the 50-day simple moving average. I'm backing at the moment the AUD over the CAD on a fundamental basis. As you can see, that high is higher than that, so it's lower highs. And it looks like this has been holding for a while. And so I thought, yeah, we'll put the stop. I think it's where's the stop? 82, back to front here, it should be stop then TP, but that's where they put it up. 82.47, where's that? That's a bit too far away. Just above here somewhere. What is, am I looking the right one there? AUD CAD, stop, oh, 89.62, I'm the wrong one. Back to front, just said 89.26, 62. I'm getting dyslexia in my old age. Okay, just above the 10-day and the 50. So I'm hoping that's going to hold. If it breaks through here, maybe that'll be an obstacle. And yeah, I hope we get some downside. Don't forget, guys, Michael just joined. When you get to trade, you think we know it's going to go in your direction. That's why I said it. No, we don't. There's millions of people trading. I'll try and say every time to get a better concept. I know Fania and that knows it because you've heard it before, but you guys we've got to look after as well. And yeah, every time there's millions of people around the world buying and selling as we speak. So don't expect to go in. You might go up 20 pips before he does. And don't start panicking. It's going up, it's going against, I'm seeing red. What's wrong with the signal? Whatever. Give the trade a chance. Okay. And try not to pick with the time to get hang of it. Try not to look at it all the time. And try not to hold on forever and more. Your losses, as soon as you see a profit, get the hell out again. People are doing that all the time. And that's why they're battling. They're taking the profit after 10 Rand profit, but as soon as it gets to 50 Rand loss, they move the stop loss to increase their loss. And see guys stuck in trade for months, waiting for it to come right. But as soon as it waiting a week and more into profit, why have you been too long? I'm going to take the profit. You know, it's the way around. So yeah, basically give the trade a chance. Remember, there's millions of people buying and selling with different points of view. When you buy, someone's selling it to you. They obviously think you're wrong. When you sell, someone's buying off you. They think you're wrong. So you've got to have people who think you're wrong to make the market work. So we don't know, we take a view. And the information I've got at the moment is I expect some downside. But if it doesn't occur, you have a stop loss, you got your calculator, and you make sure that the losses that come are handleable, position size correct, and you run your profits. If you win 3 and lose 3, in theory, you should make money net. Most people got to win 4 and lose 1 and still don't make money. Take the profit too quick, and they modify away the stop loss. You only modify your stop loss towards the market entry to reduce risk, not to increase it. And the point is, what's the point of having a calculator to work out a minimum risk reward of 1.6 or 1.5 or 1.7 if you're going to grab your profit every time? It's like you're risking 1 to make 3 or 4. So what's the point of having a calculator if you work on that? Again, it's emotional. And that by far is the most difficult part of trading. You don't need intelligence to learn this. The trick level will do quite fine. You don't need to sit on a degree for it. So why do people come short? Is you've got to be disciplined with that mind and be objective on it somehow. It takes a bit of time to get the hang of that. Took me anyway. So just try and understand that most mistakes are coming from your own mind, like life, etc. Yeah, just bear that in mind. It's the emotional stuff. We all have it. We're all going to do it. So we'll see how that trade is. We'll move on. You'd rather buy it, you might, there you are. That's my point. I'd rather buy it, and he's not wrong. I'd rather sell, and I'm not wrong. I'm not right either, nor is he right. We'll only know after it pans out. But he thinks it's a bit of a buy, and it could well go up. I personally don't. I give him my reasons. I'm pretty sure, Gerard, you've got your reasons as well. But we don't know. But I think there's slightly more ticks to sell than are ticks to buy. Okay, that's why I thought it would be a. But well, you might be right. We've done it in the trading room, guys, where we put down. I think it was Euro CHF at one stage, where some guys said to buy, some to sell. We put them both down. See how it happens. But the previous signal to sell, and it's in profit. That's why I'm in sell. That's right. We took the profit. If you're still in from a previous one, well, obviously, you know, whatever. But I think that wasn't even released. I think that was actually a trading room one. I don't think it was released. That was just a trading room idea. It seemed to work out quite well. But what it did last time is not really the point. That was then. This is now. And what I see now, technically speaking, backed up with us, I still think the Canadian is slightly stronger. Oil prices are going up, which is going to help Canada as an exporting nation. And with this too, the stop loss is not above the 100, but it's above the 10 to 50. And it battled yesterday to break up. It's ticked on there. See, it's come on there, right on it. That's why I used them. And then the sellers came in. So that is my thinking behind it. If I'm wrong, well, I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't help that. Market will do what the market does, and you got your stop loss protecting. It's like wearing a seatbelt. It's not your fault that other car ran the red robot and you were in the right and kicked into you. You're going to have a smacked car, but don't have a smacked body because you had your airbag or your seatbelt on or whatever. I've got the seatbelt on. Okay. And it worked out with position size accordingly. Okay. Which I bloody well didn't do, but I'm going to the damn thread so busy speaking. It's do stuff, forget to go into it after all that. So I'm going to do it now. Beg your pardon. I'll do that. Remind me, are you in it, Roger? Thought about that. Right. What are we doing? We'll sell, eh? Put the money where your sunny mouth is. Not because I'm not doing it, because forget. 89.08 is good enough for me. What's that? 75 on a grand, that's 750, 1500, 2.4 do. A bit of practice, you can do it in your head, but don't try it without the calculator, because I do it all the time, just practice. Stop loss 0.8962. So I have different volumes because I work it out. Not one size doesn't fit all. It might be 0.04 on one and 0.05 another one and 0.01 or whatever it is. Just do your position size, work it out accordingly. I do it quickly because I do it all the time, so I can do it in my head. Right, just sell them. Okay, we're in business. If you want to check without staring at it all the time, what you do is instead of getting your trades all the time, you can right click on there, go to trade levels, and it shows you. I like to have it out the way, so I'm not staring all the time, screwing my head into it. A lot of guys take profit too quick because they're in or down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down. Soon it goes up, oh God, I'm out of there. You know what I mean? I've seen stop losses moved. So you've got a stop loss up here, things up here, and we've got the TP about 10 pips into profit. All psychology. No idea, Peter. I hope you haven't asked that. Since you have, I'm going to be entirely honest, you haven't the slightest clue. No idea. I know oil's gone up a little bit, get that completely, but it hasn't made that big a play. It's been a little bit of a play, not that big a play. I don't know. Nothing's happened fundamentally on the Swiss franc to suddenly weaken it. I don't know. There's no fundamental any there. I can give you a rational, intelligent answer any more than one you can work out yourself. I can trot out the old cliches, profit taking. Maybe it's done a bit of a retracement on the franc. I've been so strong for a while. You can work that out for yourself. You're not paying me to tell you what you know, the obvious, what you can work out yourself. And I can't come anything more than that. I still agree with the trade. We went back in time. I'd still say, yes, it's the right trade. There's one where you have a stop loss, etc. to protect you. I have no idea.
But Roger, I did see there was some other fine that was now paid by UBS on behalf of Credit Suisse. I don't know whether or not that implement or that caused a weakness in the Swiss.
Right. Okay. Because the United Bank of Switzerland is the biggest bank in the world. But they had a fine on top of it. I didn't know that. And remember, even the fine isn't that large compared to its $2 trillion asset. It's emotionally gets out there and people panic and react, especially on a high-speed derivative, which you're in right now. So that well could be it. Thanks for that. Okay, I'm going to Swiss franc on something else.
Because it was something like 55 billion euros or thing, if I recall correctly. I've just see the highlights of that issue.
When did it happen? Was it yesterday or Friday?
Yes, it was yesterday, to my knowledge.
Good. Well, look at this. Look at this against the yen. Came down. Let's go back to another one. What we do here? AUD CHF. Yesterday, right? AUD went up. I think you're on it. Thanks, Ronnie. I think you're on it. Looks like it. Because I'm looking at all the Swiss franc ones. Right, a bit of doubt there because the euros look a bit weak at the moment, by the way. Euros weakened a little bit. Just take that into account. Remember the heavyweight, middleweight, lightweight currency? That's euros being from middleweight going to a light middleweight. Bear that in mind. And again, look what happened there. It jumped. Remember, that went up. So that means the Swiss franc weakened. Don't forget the right way around. The base currency is what you buy and sell. Let's do a couple more. GBP, CHF. Do we get a bounce there? Yeah, a bit of a bounce there. I think you're on it, my friend. You're on it. Well done. Well bloody done. On it. Aha! That's why I think it's a good chance to sell on this one. Right one. Because that'll just recover. Because there's nothing wrong with that damn bank. Not the Swiss Credit Suisse one. I'm talking about UBS. Even that bounce to get the dollar. Okay. Thank you. That's exactly it. Well done. That's why I say we need each other here, guys. If I don't know, you do. You don't know, and I do. We're doing it together. We're not. It's nice to get a bit of accolade, but it's not sort of saying, oh, I was wrong and burst into tears. It happens. Okay, so that's fine sorted. You want to look at the EUR-NZD. They're both reasonably weak at the moment. That's my only problem. We'll have a look. Okay, so guys, anyone who got smacked the CAD yesterday, sorry about that. That's fundamental stuff to system up. Okay, now we know. EUR-NZD. Now that looks to me like a buy, doesn't it? We haven't got a trade in it. It looks fairly obvious buy, isn't it? Yeah, pretty obvious a buy, that one. My only problem with that one, the thing I mentioned this morning, you know, our trading, not yours, that I'm a bit worried about the wick. What I mean by that, you guys, is that body to indicate the sellers are in charge, the green body, the buyers in charge. The buyers went up to this level here and they didn't get follow through because the sellers came down. The wick, the candle, is all about what the buyers are selling down. It's not about right or wrong. If there's more buyers than sellers will go up, whether you agree or not, and vice versa. Always remember that. Okay, you might think hamburgers are rubbish and top French food is great, but if people don't go to the French restaurant, they go to McDonald's, the price will go up McDonald's and the other will go out of business. Same principle. So what I'm saying is not much follow through here. Let's put a 4 hour. See, on the 4 hour, which is only an hour and 3/4 old, it tried to move up, the sellers came in. Weekly, the sellers seem to be in control for the last 2 days. Remember, it's only since Monday, this one. Don't forget, guys. Always remember that. What the hell happened there? Now what? What back again there? That's better. Okay, yeah. Look, sellers are coming in. So my worry about buying that is for that reason. Nothing more, nothing less. I think you've got a lousy product you're selling there, Mr. Farney, but everybody's buying it. So maybe I'll have to give up and say, right, maybe some of that product I'm not seeing. You get my point, simple principle. Technically that's a buy, but nobody seems to be buying it without getting out pretty quick. That's my nervousness of going in there. Well done, Anna Marie. But you see my thinking at it. Look at what the buyers and sellers are doing. And it's quite simple, that, isn't it? You hate hamburgers, you think it's junk food and bad for you. But I tell you what, I've invested in my company. People are buying it like mad. Invest in the damn company unless you have a moral thing against it. You see what I mean? So yeah. What do you think? Should we buy it? I'm a bit nervous because the sellers, the buyers don't seem to be in charge of it. And I said, you're very much very so. You're quite right.
I've just placed a piece of article that I read earlier this morning, and it seems that everybody have the jitters on the Eurozone. You can have a look there.
Yeah,
I think that is causing a lot of weakness in the euro as such.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it might be the same article. I read something, I can't remember, but I read something on that. Was it last night or today or whatever? But yeah, the euro is a bit weak at the moment. So yeah, and the New Zealand is not exactly the strongest moment. And technically, I wouldn't be selling it here either. So I'm going to go with Anne Marie there. I'm going to leave it alone.
Should we maybe keep?
Go on.
Should we maybe keep an eye on it until it hits the 50-day moving average, the blue line?
Yeah, it's a long way. Might have to wait a couple of days for that. It's 150 pips away. If it comes down here, we get some more fundamentally decent news, we'll buy it there. But it might not be till the end of the week or something. We'll see anyway. Happy with that. Okay, we'll move on. Good enough. Okay, looked at gold. I think we missed it. Yeah, some guys already in it. It's getting a bit of technical problems at not getting through the 100-day. That's one of the technical problems, battling to get moving. Also, the dollar has now was strengthening a bit yesterday. Now it's weakening again, which is good for gold. What's the yields doing? Yields are gone up a little bit, which is bad for gold, but this seems to be sideways. If you're in it, hold it. I'm not sure we'll look at that trade. I just want to copy and paste what I'm talking about there if you guys haven't got it. Sorry, just a second. That's the yields on the 10-year notes. It says there, yeah, I'm going to do the DXY now, the index. These are important stuff to have. I will be posting them, obviously. Okay, and I put the economic calendar in as well. Let's keep that handy. What's up to it now? I just lost the thing. Just give me a moment. Okay, copy, paste, keep them minimized when you're trading. Very important. Dollar index clearly is important. The yields we're after on that one, and obviously economic calendar. I think you got my number, but just in case, Roger, trading support. Only if you've got a funded account. Remember, a lot of people must be advised to find the demo. Don't. Shouldn't really be in the trading room demos anyway. But never mind. If you are, you are. But try not to hang around too long on the demo because it's real trading is live. Okay, so there is my number for WhatsApp if you need. If you've got a funded account, and I don't mean 200 rand, that's not a funded account. Please use some common sense here. But if you've got a funded account and you've got over 2.5 grand or more, then WhatsApp me. And if you're not on my WhatsApp VIP WhatsApp group, I'll put you on. Just let me know. Okay, I hope we're all good. There's not, no, I don't think so. Consumer comps, I don't think there's enough jumping around on that. I'm not in the, I think try to look for CPIs, maybe on the euro, on the dollar interest rate decision. I'm a little bit wary of doing a straddle unless you're very quick on it, guys, because Lagarde and Powell tend to very quickly afterwards get a Q&A, and that could make it, depending on what they say, obviously, move it up and down. So I don't think it's going to be worth doing that. In fact, I think we could even look for a short on that. It's a good point. Now on that subject. Lagarde is the president of the European Central Bank, ECB, right? And Jerome Powell, Christian Lagarde is a female, and Jerome Powell, obviously a male. He is the chairman of the US Federal Reserve. Very, very important. Forget the presidents, they're just puppets. What the real guys about in the financial world runs the world anyway is people like Powell and these guys. That's really what it's all about. Okay, let's come off a bit. It's right on support there. Maybe missed the boat here. That would be up here. That would be an opportunity, eh? Maybe get some more. Maybe we get some more confirmation, even though it's the buys there. I'm not going to sell it, but I don't think right now. I don't know, about 5-6 rand or something. But I want to come to this. People talk about minimums. What do you want to achieve by doing this? Because you're not going to do it easily. It takes time and effort and discipline to learn how to do it. And when you want to put that kind of effort in, what are you doing it for? I would assume to make a buck. Well, if you're going to go in for minimums, you're not going to make any money. So you've got to think, you know, I don't know, put it, you know, people say, what's the minimum? What do you want to do? I want to make some money. Well, do you want to make the minimum amount of money? Because you're not going to make any money by putting in tiny amounts in. So you go for the minimum, you make squats, you're going to do a lot of hard work and you're not going to make any money. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying, I've got a job, by the way, and they pay me 20 rand a month and I'm working 8 hours a day. I'm making a profit, I'm making 20 rand a month. But is it worth it? You got to look at the maximum. There's no maximum, it's what we like it. But you've got to say, transfer the thinking. Because normally what happens when people ask those questions, they want a fast Ferrari, but they want to pay for a bicycle. And I have to say, I don't want to throw cold water on it, but unfortunately, that's not reality. It doesn't work that way. The guy who's got spent years studying law and is now a partner of the firm is going to do better than the guy who's just started the law course. And guys don't seem to get that, I think, blindly obvious point. If you put in a couple hundred rand, you're going to do a lot of work. You can trade on it, but you can make no money. You make 4 rand here or lose 3 rand there. Is it worth the hassle? But you don't want to put a lot of money in. That's fair enough, but don't expect a return on it. If you put in squat, you're going to get squat. I've come across it too many times, and it's frustrating because it should be, as I say, blindingly obvious, but it doesn't seem to be. I have to explain it. But depends what, there's no single minimum maximum. It depends what you want to get out of it. I'm a big on fine. I got to know him. He wants to make, I don't know, 50 grand a month because that will cover the expense, give him a reason for their living. We've got, say, Anna Marie there, who doesn't have those kind of tastes. 15 grand a month will do her just fine. She's got everything paid off. So she doesn't have to put as much capital in as Farney to get that kind of return. So what I'm trying to get across is, what do you want to get out of it? And then I can turn around what you need to put in to get that out, if that makes sense. Clearly, if you want 100 grand a month, you've got to put a large amount in. If you want to make 10 rand a month, well, what a pleasure, you put a lot less in. That's what I'm trying to get across, if that makes sense. Because I know we get a enormous amount of people putting peanuts in and wanting to get bloody great, I don't know, walnuts out. Hope that makes sense. So if anyone wants to know what to put in, you should be asking, I'll be asking, what do you want to get out of it? And then we can work it the other way around. Reverse engineering figures. Okay, so I can help you with that. Okay, we thought of that. You can always ask, and I can work it back for you. And I'm trying to be honest in here because it's not Instagram truth, it's real truth. Okay. NZD CAD. How's it going? Got a trade out there, 8174. It's about the same. AUD CAD. Just checking those we got out. AUD CAD 8908. Nothing's happening, both the same. The two came out yesterday. One unfortunately didn't work out. CAD CHF. I thought that was a good one. That one. I would have said otherwise. And the GB, I had more confidence. The CAD CHF just shows in the other one. The GBNZD did very well. Yeah, I'll come to that in a minute. Actually, good point. Just look at this one quickly. This came out at 2.0807. So now that is only 100 pips, but yesterday was about 150 pips in profit bouncing around. Again, I know for a fact a lot of guys are taking profit over 30, 40 pips, and then they hold on to something that hits a stop loss, 100 pip loss, and then they start not making money. You should, in theory, all be in this still, and you should have modified your stop to protect. And if you modify it, maybe you know, a little bit of profit in it, but keep a maybe 40, 50 pip range, I don't know, above where it is now, you'll still be in it for another hopeful move down. We did get a bit of a bounce here, which didn't surprise me. There's a bit of support, but a few sellers are coming in. You can see the wick there, so it might come back off. It might get to target. But as long as you got your stop slightly better, but not too close, protect you, so you're not going to lose the trade. It'll take the worry out of it, let it work out. Okay, so I hope you've all done that. And I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, I will repeat it, because these are important points. I do it every day as a habit, so get a bit quick. I see it immediately. That's like changing gear. I'm doing it every day. If you're here the first time, think, what the hell's he on about? Just ask. Okay. I hope that was clear. Go on.
I unfortunately missed that trade because I received it late. So I would like to re-enter it when it bounced back to the original entry roundabout.
Might have a point there, finally. I think a lot of people did, because by the time the trade signal sent out, it already dropped about 40 pips, and that ship had already sold. You actually, as a matter of fact, you might have a point there. Did anybody do that trade? Did anybody manage to get in on this trade? You did, Pietro. Okay, you're doing okay. Yeah, I think a lot of guys missed it. Okay, well, that's great. At least you got it. Well done. Yeah, a lot of guys missed it. Well done, Rickus. Good. Well done, Michael. Okay, but I think more to the point, I think maybe some guys chased it a bit. It worked out. Be careful chasing it. Sometimes works out, but remember, no problem with chasing as long as you get your calculator out and work out the difference. There's no going saying I will get in. That's a sell price there. And when you see the trade is now at 206.60, and then going in with this risk reward, that would be up to maggots. And see, that should be utter total bloody blindly obvious common sense. It's frustrating because you don't seem to know that. You know, get your calculator out and put the new figures in. You might know the right risk reward. The risk not might be instead of, let's say, 80 rand a micro, it might be now 150. The profit, instead of being 250, might be 100 rand. I don't know. Put the new figures in the calculator. It still works. You go for it. That's all you have to do. But if you missed it, successful, that's not a bad thing, actually, because it means you looked at it and said, well, hang on a minute, I'm looking at the price of signal, I'm looking at the market price, the big disparity, maybe wait for a bounce back up. That's you looking at it. So, yeah, there's no problem chasing it, as long as you know why you're chasing and you rework the figures. It's exasperately frustrating when you got somebody complaining. We said the risk on that was 100 rand a micro, and they took 2 micro, and they didn't lose 200 rand, hit the stop loss, they lost 350. But they didn't go on the single price, they got a 10 times worse price. And why am I explaining it? Do you have schools here? I'm sorry to get rude, I don't mean it, but it's verging on bloody stupid, actually. have you not got schools yet? Clearly, you got in a different place. So it's going to be a different risk reward. You get me? Think, please, guys. Hope that's clear, you know? Because this is quite a sophisticated market. If you can't work 2 and 2 is 4, you've got to start thinking maybe it's not for you, you know? Sorry, but I'm trying to be honest so people learn. Anyway, moving on from that. NZD CHF, knew there's another one. Now, clearly that's a downtrend. And the CHF, I think, is a momentary glitch there finally. So I think some strength is going to come back into it. The problem I have with this one is, as we discussed it before, I think, look at the monthly chart. I don't want to use this as a target. You can if you like. And that's going back to 2019, about 4 years ago, just under. So I need to really use this as a target. So I do that. The problem with it is you're only about 60 pip profit. So you've got to now, to make it worth your while, you've got to take a stop for about 35 pips or something like that. It's a bit close. So it's super aggressive. It's all not verging on basically a range trade. You know what I mean? It's not quite a scalp, but not far off it. So anybody keen on trying to take the risk of maybe a 30 pip stop, 60 pip profit, or think it's a bit hot, a bit too hot to do it, a bit too aggressive to do it. Too aggressive, too hot. Okay, I'm just making you aware. That's what I want to hear, guys. If you didn't know about it, you can't make the decision. Now you're aware of the vote, you say no. That's the whole point. Brilliant. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now, sure. You want to try it? Yeah, you're a bloody Rambo, mate. If you ever get into a war with Gerard, run away. He's a special forces, though.
Gerard, don't you donate blood? I would love some.
Yeah, we'd all like some, yeah. If we all have some, we'd have no blood left to give.
Come on, chickens, come on.
Come on, you bloody chickens. All I can hear is clack, 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 clack. I'm sure there's a rainbow bloody factory just down here. All I hear is clucking. Need a bit wider than that's too close. Maybe a little wider. Ah, 2 and 4 items, yeah. There we are. 4 hours I better want to do it on anyway. Put it down there. Put it there with 5 problems there as a spread. So do it slightly closer. Maybe 35, 53, 35. Hey, can you bloody believe it? It's not as bad as I thought. Oh, that's all right. Okay, well, if you like, we take a slightly wider stop. Just a bit wider. Yeah, make it this. There's a stop. $50 a micro. Affordable to everybody if they want that aggressive trade. You're trying to reduce your volume. Okay, I hope we're doing the right way. I'll show you in a minute how to do that. Okay, maybe doing it wrong. We'll have a look anyway. Okay, what do you think, guys? That's aggressive. 50 around a micro. If it makes it, well, you're getting a very good risk reward there. Right, we've got the Rambos in. Now, any chickens left who want to go in? I'm going to be a bloody chicken. I'm going to be a bloody ram. I can't care I'll make a fool of me like this. $50 rand, that's going to be 0.4. What's the kind of simple thing is that? 0.554, 20, and 53.35. Okay, right. Okay, so a couple of Rambos. Oh, and Tombi's a bloody Rambo as well. Okay, that reminds me of Tombi, right. 1,000 rand you can trade. I have no problem with that. And you might say, I'm coming in 10 grand at the end of the month, 5 grand at the end of the month, and you up it and you let me know. and they up you to the group, the VIP group, said no problem there. And there's nothing wrong with £1,000 trading. What I do get really exasperated frustrated is you want the returns of a guy who's put in 10 grand. Not gonna happen. You have to go in small, so your rewards will be smaller. And that's why I get so frustrated, because it should be like 4-year-old stuff. So you trade, but rather not go in more than, well, I suppose you go to 2 trades maximum. Okay, number 1 and Tomby, but normally 1 trade, and make sure you've got enough free margin. And also try not to risk more than 10% of your capital. So if you get a trading idea, it comes out, and the 0.01 risk is 125, if you go for it, even the minimum lot size, you're going to be overexposed. So you'd have to miss it. And the other problem I have with people with £1,000 or more is they're going to have all their eggs in one basket. There are going to be times when the fire is hot, we want to strike, we're getting a lot of guys, a lot of trade possibilities coming in. You might get 3 or 4 trades. The problem is you can't take all 4 because you haven't got enough money, basically. So you've got to pick one out of them. And you might find the one you pick out of the 4 is the wrong one. You know what I mean? Now you get another guy who's got enough free margin to take all 4. One bums, the other 3 come to the party. Happy days. That's what I'm trying to get that concept across. Okay. Ivan, private first class staying out. Okay, fair comment. But I'm joking around, but I'm on a serious note. If you feel uncomfortable, please don't do it. You've got to be comfortable with it. Don't let us Rambos bully you into it. If you're uncomfortable, don't do it. But let's see how that goes. Okay. I haven't even done what the price I got in at now. Just write it down there. We won't be sending this out, guys. It's too much for the other guys, isn't it? What's it selling it in? Give me a moment to write it down. What was it? 1,525. That's minus. Thank you. Okay, well, I'm going to put Rambo idea, this one. We should put the name of the idea. Rambo idea. Right. Was there anything else you wanted to look at? NZD CAD. Well, we got that one. GBP CAD's another one I looked at. There's a couple of doubts about it. That's the problem. GBP CAD, I was looking at a possible sell on the 4 hour looking pretty good. Possible sell on it was a possible this is the wrong problem. On the daily, you can see it's a buy. Why do I mean that? Guys, don't panic, Michael, and that. Are you still here? I hope so. It means it's above the. This is the 10. This is the 50 to the 100 and the 200 simple moving average. You need them all. It's above the 50 and the 200, so it's in the buy zone. You go to the 4 hour. It's below them, the sell zone. I've got 2 conflicting areas on here. The pound's a bit of a funny currency, and the Canadian is a little bit stronger at the moment. So I'm buying the pound, selling the Canadian. That's why on a daily I thought some possibility, but I held back. Unfortunately, I might have been wrong on that because the price literally about an hour ago was down there. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, it was down here when we did our trading room earlier on this morning, our strategy room, sorry. And I thought that's a buy, but I was nervous, so we stood aside on it. But pity, really, because the 4 I'd give us confirmation, we would have got that sent out. Because I think there's possibly upside. But as I said before, the Canadian is a little bit stronger now. We're selling it, remember? And the 4 hour is not so lekker. So we stayed aside. Any opinions on that? We'll give it a miss, eh? Anyone want to do it? You agree on that one? It's a bit like, I want to know your opinion, Anna Marie. I want to know your opinion, Gerard, and I'm going to Farney. I like it, Anna Marie likes it, Gerard doesn't, Farney doesn't. I ain't going to go for it. You get the point. I want at least a majority to say it's a good idea. Great, good enough. We'll move on. CAD CHF. Well, we've already been a bit knocked around on that one. I don't want to be chasing it again. I still see it as a possible downside. I still like the sell trade, but I'm not sure to jump in after getting smacked yesterday on it. But Pietro knows this. individually, you've done your forward come right. I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful with that when I'm dealing with people. That's your decision. If you want to drive over the speed limit or whatever, and it's your car, it's your decision, fine. But I, as an instructor, can't suggest you do it. Although I might, when your back's turned and drive 140, but that's not when you're being an instructor, if you see what I'm trying to say. Okay, so bottom line is I'm still bearish on it, but I'm very hesitant to say go in again after taking one smack. And let's say it goes wrong twice, then I'm not going to be very happy for you guys. And you certainly won't be happy. See my point, but you can look at that yourself. But I still in favor of downside on this. UBS or no bloody UBS. How the hell do you manage to do that? Well, maybe we should swap seats then, mate, because I didn't. I will look at that in a minute. I don't go to decent risk reward because that's a clear one. I agree with you, Temby. That's a bloody miracle. How the hell do you do that? Sat in front of the computer. Well, I was from you. I'm just that. Well, bloody done. Well, something done. Oh, that made my day. Brilliant. So it can be done. So you can actually turn losers into winners. Pleasure. Well, bloody done. I'm impressed. Well done. Okay, before I embarrass any further, we'll move on. Euro CHF. I want to sell it. This is the problem. Well, it's not bad, is it? Right, all right. As a year ago, I get that, but even so, what's so what? Yeah, I want to sell it. That's clearly obvious. Swiss franc against the euro. Sell it, clearly. What a pleasure. Oh, great. But could we just do this one first, Ivan? I like it. Is it any upward move in the meantime? Might get a better price. Bit indecision there. Okay, I like the trade, Tommy. I like it very much. What I'm suggesting, a really short-term trade. I think if you can get in maybe up here somewhere, not on the buy, on the sell, remember. If you can get in around about 18 to 20 on the bid, or a breakdown of the 100 times 15, something like that, we can do it. I'd just like to see a slightly better price on the bid, and then we can sell it down. Keep an eye on that if you would. It might happen in the next half an hour, 40 minutes before the trading room is completed. We might get around on that one. I just see, I might risk missing it, but I think we've got a possibility of a better what you call it, a better entry on that one. Okay, you with me? Reading tea leaves, you cheeky bugger. Half the time, that probably gives us some pretty good trade ideas, where sometimes the market, I think, is moved by tea leaf reading, actually. But I like it. Okay, anyway, the point is, yeah, I like it. Anyone want to go in now? So I'm not even doubting about that. Should we try and get a better price, eh? Not much, only 7-8 pips above. Should we just try and squeeze that in for a slightly better price, or do you want to do it now? Because it seems it's about to break through. I'll give you due on the daily. So no worry. But anyone want to do it now, or try and get a better price? Okay, try a better price. Okay, we'll leave it and come back. But don't forget it, guys. If you get a better price, you don't want to miss this one. Very high probability. Okay, before we enter DJPY, was there anything else? I've missed anybody? EUI, when I've done that. CAD say chef, done that. Oh, Brent, I knew there was something you'd miss. Right, am I bullish on oil? Absolutely. Now, can we get a risk reward? That's the question. It's hit our TP on WTI on the previous trade. We do well on oil so far. 77 is a TP. We've done all right, eh, guys? Our trades on oil done very well. I think we got 2 wrong in the last 10. That's pretty good going. Okay, no doubt about it. I'm buying. Technically, it's the buy zone. It's a slight move in the right direction, China, and they import about 10 million barrels a day. Can you imagine that? $750 billion a day is their oil, is their energy tariff. That's some electricity bill, eh? What would get the $750 million a day? That's incredible, eh? So they're the biggest by far, and as they come a bit more to the party, they use up more oil. And remember, the Saudis are decreasing, so that's going to have a little bit. So we're seeing a little bit more now. Can we get a risk reward ratio? Put it before yesterday's daily. Can't have it too wide, okay? Because we've only got about that to play with. Take it as there to play with. Let's be careful. This 85. We'll do a slightly more aggressive, slightly tighter stop. Soon do it. Just let them look at it first. Don't jump in yet. Let's try this one down here. We can't do. We'll have to put the tighter stop. We'll try there. $86.50. All right, stop. Unfortunately, we're going to start playing with. If you're not happy, don't do it. What, 79.78? Maybe we do better on WTI. Before we look at WTI, do you think it's too tight a stop? What do you think?
The stop does seem a little bit close because on the calculation that I went on, I went about 78. But I'm because of this is a trade I want to run over a week or more due to the production that's reducing in Saudi by end of the month. So I want to get in a bit earlier and make this a very long trade and put my stop loss quite lower so that I have that kind of a play, if I can put it that way, for a massive jump if it may happen on the 30th or beginning of next month.
Yeah, I hear you. I agree with you. Just take into account one thing. The unknown jerks the market around, okay? We're expecting it. So a lot of that has already been fed into the price. Don't forget it. However, I do agree with you. When it's confirmed and released, you should get a movement. I agree with you entirely on that. But you see my point. You're expecting your wife home at 5, and she comes home at 4 or 6. You can have bigger reaction. But you still have a bit of reaction. She comes back at 5, even though you expected it, because now it's confirmed. And what will happen, obviously, you'll get the disappointment will be immediate, because she's going to want to switch channels when you're watching the rugby. I know that's going to happen. I'm just joking, guys. But you know what I mean? It's expected. So it'll still have a bit of a movement, but a lot of it is already, as we know it, expected and written into the price. Don't forget, so it won't be some sort of massive jump on that moment release. Okay, but it will be some movement. Okay, you with me? Now, the only thing we're doing now, I hear your point entirely. If you want to get a risk reward, that's not going to work either. It might do. Hang on, it might bloody do. That's not too bad. You could do that. That's a weekly, okay. So weekly, longer term. So if you want to do on that basis, 75 rand a micro, excuse me, no, that's fine. That's fine. You told me no problem. But if you want to do the shorter term one, then you can as well. I've given the figures for it with a tighter stop, with a tighter TP. Okay. Have you got that? Anyone like to take it, or do you want to hold that thought while I look at WTI? I might get a better ratio there. I know it's oil, but it's starting to get a better ratio. Now, no. Oh, on the weekly, sorry. Got that. Go back to the daily. Now, that should sell. No. Stick with Brent. Okay. Anybody like it? I'll put it down if a couple of people like it. Maybe. Bondini likes it. And Gertrude likes it. And there's a Gertrude. I'm so trying to pronounce in the Afrikaans way. It's Gertrude, of course. Okay, with a couple of people there. So, all right. Give me a moment, go write it down. Brent at 31. Okay. Uh, 78. 07. Oh, where's the TP gone?
I think you lost it when you swapped out the charts.
I'm going to put it round figure. I'm putting it 89. And I made that 78. That's better. There you are. And what's that? 75 and 124. $26 today, isn't it? 25th, 26th, 26th, 25th. Okay. All good. Okay, so there you are, guys. Do you listen to what Ivan said there? It might take a little bit longer. Please, guys, don't tie all your capital up in it if you haven't got much money, to be quite bluntly honest, because then you won't be able to trade anything else. You don't have free margin. Okay, and don't expect to be in. You might work out quickly. We don't know. But the idea of what Ivan said there might be going into next week. Just bear that in mind. So those got a bit of money can do it. Those with short of money, it means you can do it, but then your money will be tied up, so you won't be able to do other trade ideas. Always remember, if you haven't got much money, you've got to watch your free margin. And if you're in a trade, it could be tied up. You can't go with the other signals. And don't say, well, I'll just increase my leverage. That won't make any difference at all. Okay. Right, I've got that down. See how that works out. I'm wondering, actually, after all that, should we send it? See what they think. Sorry, I'm do it all over again now. See what they like. They might like it, the office as well. See what they say. 82, sorry, 78. And 89. On the daily, see if they like this.
Roger, why didn't you go for the WTI? I think there's quite a good risk reward.
Okay, we'll look at it in a minute. So it takes a bit of time to copy this bloody thing. Press on press there. Okay, WTI, just get these guys out of the way and on the screen. When I looked at WTI, it looked like to me, quick, I was at a very quick glance, looked like the ship had sailed. We'll have a look anyway. Now it's still about 3. The other one's about, what's the other one now? Let's have a look. Just give me a second. All stuff in the way, clouding me. I'll put it written down, you idiot. 82 to 78. Still $4. You're quite right, Bob. You're quite right. $4. Not bad. Hang on. $4 we got in the other one. That's 3 top. That's just not bad either. Where can we go on the weekly? Might squeeze on the weekly.
I was thinking on the daily if we can go to 84.95 roundabout, because there's a second resistance line, but that's also a long trade.
Yeah, but I want what I'm saying for a wider stop below. This is Friday's low. Okay. And we're going to put the TP up here. That should do it. 8 equal 83. Ah, what do I do there? Okay, that's your problem. Not very high TP means you've got to go back and put this within a range to make that thing work. Not the one holds on for anyway. That's good enough. We prefer this one. The other one's 75 a micro. It's only $50 a micro. That might be an idea, this one. What's happened here? Oh, I see. Idiot. Ah, for God's sake. Okay. Anyone prefer this one here? Well, I tell you, it might. Sorry, thanks for that. Because $50 a micro instead of 75 might be a better bet.
I'm going to take this one, thanks.
Okay. I'm going to copy them both and see what they like here. We probably pay. So just take a bit of time here. Thank you for patience. Let's see if they send either out. Okay. Right, I'll do that as well. Don't forget what WTI. What's the price? 78.68. 78. 76 and 83. And that's 50, quite less than that, 50 and 84. There we are. There we are. Good stuff. So I will. Right, thanks, guys. What you want to look at now is GBP. Okay, that's fine. That's the one we had before. I'm a bit nervous of this, to be honest. I take your point entirely. That looks like a buy in theory on the 4 hour. It's a sell on the 4 hour. It's a buy on the daily. And I'm not sure I'm buying the pound. Means I'm definitely buying. Obviously, then I'll be selling the Canadian, and I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. If we think oil's going to go up, it could be good for the Canadian. So I'm a little bit nervous of buying it fundamentally against the Canadian, and the 4 hour technicals, it's conflicting. I'm not too sure about that one. So I think no, 4 hour gives me a confirmed sell actually, because it's down there. I might be more confident if this was above here somewhere, but still, this is in the sell zone. You get my point. See that? Not complicated, it's straightforward. Buy zone there. Oil going up. We're backing oil if you're buying it. Good for Canada. Not too sure about that. Interest rates, I missed that, so I'm seeing it now. Right, interest rate will affect it, yeah. Remember, oil is bought in dollars. So if the dollar is weaker, the guys who are not in dollars are getting a cheaper price for their fuel. If the dollar strengthens, that means they're paying more for the oil. Does that make sense? Okay, so it will affect it, yeah. You should be able to. There'll be if it's a technical glitch, I've not much help. If it doesn't tend, it should tend to pending. If it doesn't, you'll have to go to technical support.
Warren, if you look at your calculator, you'll see there's a line says order type, and it's on instant default. So you just click on the instant, and it will change it to pending.
Yeah, but did you not realize that? Have you been to platform training, Warren? Or sorry, calculator training. They do it on Tuesday evenings, by the way. Train on the calculator, how important position sizing is. 6:30 tonight. Just click on there, yeah. Don't worry about stop limit, don't worry about it. Instant or pending. Okay, good enough. Are we going to stay out of this, or we want to do it? Anyone want to do this? I'm not going to do it, for the record. Okay. Ah, so you didn't click on it. Fair enough. Okay, no problem. Leave it alone. Your cutting position. Somebody said, like Sam, you couldn't do that. You should be able to. Let's see if I got a profit here. This little lot here. On one. Not doing well at the moment. We're all in losses. We'll do it anyway. I'll stick with it. AUD CAD, not much. Well, I've got quite a big position there. Remember that. That's $4 a pip movement. So it could change pretty rapidly. Hopefully it will. If you want to, all you do is you tap on there, put in the volume on a close, and then you tap on close. So what you do is you go to the instrument you obviously want to partially close, double click, let's say volume. You put in the amount you want to close in volume, and then you click on the yellow button, and that's how you do it. It cannot be more simple than that. That's complicated, guys. You might battle the derivatives market. Okay, I hope you all got that. Don't want to see all these reds put in a bad mood. Let it do its thing. See if it comes right. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. So we've got Brent WT out. Some guys took it. They're looking at the office. They might like it, might not. If they do, they'll send one of them out. We got out to recap the stuff we got out. GBP/NZD was doing well. Is it doing any better? Was it going up? Let's just check that, guys. It's trying to go below. See, 207 seems to be holding, so hold on to that trade. Make sure you're modified, not too close. Can't lose the trade. Give the trade a chance. Write that down, print it out, remember it. Okay. The other one stopped out, so no point going on that one. AUD CAD, well, we've done that one now. See how that goes. I think that's all for the moment we got. Any other open trades? I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all we've got at the moment. All the others are, as I say, either taken profit out, hit, quite a few hit TP, don't forget as well, 1 or 2 stopped out. So that's good. Remember, if you trade it properly, if you get 2 TPs right and 3 stop losses wrong, 3 trades wrong, you should make a profit. Why you're not, it's because people are hitting the target on the stop, but they're taking a profit far short of the target on the TP, if you get my point. NZDCH Chef, we looked at earlier on. Some people took it. Did I write it down? Yes, we did. 97, it's about the same, pretty quiet. Mark's a bit quiet, man. Don't forget, interest rate decision tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Not enough meat and bones. Buy that higher up. I can't sell it now. It's one of the weaker accounts again, one of the stronger ones. We just can't get it, just can't get a risk reward there. Can't get a target. Maybe we can try that on the less a monthly. I want to try on the weekly. Can't even do a Fibonacci extension to make it worthwhile. Pity. Okay, I'll have to leave that. CHFJPY. Don't want to be selling this, want to be buying it. If it comes back here, it's on the weekly, we'll do the daily. Not enough buyers, not enough follow through to buy it now. Maybe get it back here. Keep an eye on it. Okay. My worry is, again, you can do as long as you're quick on it, because you'll make the interest rate decision. But I don't want you to be staying in too long in case this Q&A gives a whiplash effect afterwards. Do you understand what I'm talking about when I make that statement? Because I'm feeling I'm making these statements and people don't know what I'm saying, and they're not saying, I don't know what you're talking about, and then it's not clear. If you're going to do it, you've got to be quick on it. Once one is filled and the other one's not filled, then you take the profit fairly quick. I can't give you time, but you're going to use your head a bit. You'll still be your feet a bit. I'm not sure I want you to be hanging around the market on the Q&A because you will have, depending on what he says, you could have some whiplash. Are you
referring to Q&A that's at 8:30?
No, he'll make the interest rate decision. Not necessarily 8:30, could be 29 minutes by 8 or whatever. He's coming. He might do it immediately. He might talk a bit before he does it, and it'll hover about. In fact, it's a good point. Actually, that's a bloody good point. More, I think that's a brilliant point. Either. Quite right too. He might do some introductory chit chat before it's released, and that could fill your straddle trade before the thing's been released. On that case, sorry about that, guys. Don't do it. You know, do you understand what I'm saying? That good God. I want everyone to understand what I mean by that. If it's a total dart release 8 o'clock and you get filled, you take a profit, get the hell out. Because we start chatting afterwards, even if he's a diplomatic, people will react to it through fear and nerve and exaggerate and etc. And you'll get that jumping around, which could be an issue. I think probably be more prudent to leave it. We've got 2 a month anyway coming up in not too distant future, you know, August around the corner. We can look at GBP, euros, maybe a couple of others to keep you going. I think it's fraught with risk that. I think just keep an eye on things and be very careful, probably better. Yeah, it's not really getting going. I think some guys were in it and a long hold on, but it's not getting going. The dollar's not really getting any movements, nor the yields. It's hovering. I still think the upside is there, but as I say, we've got tomorrow's funding keeping us under control, shall we say. So you're on in, hold it, but if he comes back to 1958, 57, round about there, and as long as your DXY is not sort of shooting down, is that right? Sorry, as long as the DXY is not shooting up, then of course you got to think on this. The DXY screen, that's certainly not going to go for the long on it. The DXY is sort of hovering or easing slightly upwards, and round about the 56, 57 mark. Again, this requires thinking on your feet. And you think, yeah, I might take it fairly tight stop to see what happens. Yeah, and that's why it doesn't, it may be with experience, but you need to be thinking on your feet a lot as well. Brain should be rushing around with ideas going through. Should I have a check that, blah, blah, blah. Really, really got to be on it. No, I'm busy. I'm on the way to work now. I'll put it in when I get to work. No, and then no, it's not going to work. You might have missed the trade, you know. But yeah, hold on if you're in. To me, 1960 on the dot is the barest minimum going, because I don't want to take the TP up above 90, 80, 82 at this mark, and I don't want anything more than about $16, $17 stop. That won't give you any more than about 1.1 to 1 risk reward. I hope that makes sense. Okay, go back to straddle trade. I hope you're good on that, Ivan. I think it's probably more prudent to leave it alone for the purpose. You half came to the party, made my mind on that, rather leave it. Whoa, Tembi, okay. Someone's going to join the Rambo Club. I've been very nervous on that lately, very nervous. I tell you why, because I cannot see any reason where the momentum gives me an indicator to short it. Because I hear what you're saying, totally. But it doesn't seem to be any meat in the bone to short it. And I'm quite frankly, I'm going to cut this one. I'm a chicken as well. I'm scared about buying it. You know what I mean? I'm very wary of the NAS. Very wary. So if you like the NAS, you do it. But I'm afraid fine karate chapter on this one. But I'm going to be I'm a chicken on that. I'm going to leave it. A lot of things happening out there. We might avoid recession of states. As you see, the employment is still fantastic, despite the radical interest rate increase to deflate inflation. So it's really, really quite extraordinary how the jobs are still there. So we might get a situation where we might not get the big pullback that I've been expecting. So I'm nervous to buy it, and I can't see I can justify selling it here. I'm going to leave it. And it's so volatile. Be careful. So, now Rambo's chicken are doing it. I think that's good enough for me. If Rambo's scared, well, I'm seriously scared. What, selling it or buying it? I presume you mean selling it, Ivan. That's all right. Well, that's well done. That's not bad. What are you in, about 170 pips? Yeah, I know it's not 200. We still bring a stop up. You've probably done it anyway to break even. Such a volatile one. Somebody comes down, especially tomorrow night. It might shoot up. So at least bring your stop loss to break even, and then hopefully you come right. You can't lose in the trade. And if it comes to the party with what Powell told you, you might make a 400, 500, 600 pip profit. What a pleasure. Brilliant. Well done. Yeah, it's a bit, you can if you like, it's a bit close. It's so damn volatile. I'd hate to be kicked up in the open, the open noise. But I can't tell you to put it way above in case then it increases your loss. No closer than that at this stage. It's a bit on the close side. Because the upper three opening could when the American market's open, I hate it to be taken out and you're correct. No, it's all right. At least you make a bit of profit. Now you're right. Leave it there. So I'm thinking with feet as I'm asking, thinking aloud. Yeah, you're okay there. Leave it there. And if it's still on board and it comes right, what a pleasure. If not, you still got some money. You won't come out with zero profit. You'll make something. So that's good enough. So what I'm doing is thinking on his feet a bit. That's what you need to be doing. Yeah, that's good enough for me. I like it. Yeah, happy. Good man. Right. Right. Any questions before we go into the 11 o'clock? I'm just checking so we haven't missed anything. Yes. One single question asked. I want to quickly open trades. AUD CAD. AUD CAD is 89.08. Slightly down, but let's see if this thing holds. NZD CAD. By the way, guys, I get a lot of flack, doesn't go right. Trust me, I don't come up with a trading idea thinking, sod you lot, I'm going to send you as bad ones I get to watch you lose money. Hey. In fact, even at what I do, I probably couldn't. The market will do what the market does, as long as you understand that. Come on, I want some of you guys can be a really bad trade and it turned out to be a good trade. We don't know. So, but trust me, I don't do that. Okay. Right, this one, I'll look at shares in a moment. NZD CAD, 4 pips. I will see how it gets. I think a bit quiet there. Shares, if you get a decent price on Tesla, I don't want to sell it, I want to buy it actually. I want to buy Tesla, but I want to get a slightly better price. Tesla's a pretty strong share. I like to get it. And that's about all. Disney, you one you picked, to be honest, finally. I want to get a decent price on that one. This one I want to sell. Netflix is, don't be silly, Netflix, another one that's doing well, but they're in the same position. I think Netflix is doing the better business. So this one I want to sell, but I personally like to sell it right about here. We get it about 88.50, something like that. I think we can get a sell on it. But Tesla, if we can get a decent price, better than where it is at the moment, I wouldn't mind buying Tesla. But at the moment, that's about it, unless you spotted something. It's not, we're not doing, guys, the newer guys, we're not selling many trades out on shares. We love them, nothing wrong with them. We just can't find any that's giving us enough confidence to send out. Okay, cheers, Auntie. Catch you tomorrow. Okay, so we'll see how the trade we got. Anything happening on the Brent? Come off a little bit, seem to be holding around about these levels. Okay, that's about all I've got for you at the moment, guys. Nothing else particularly. Have you got any question you'd like to ask? You've all got the moving averages on there. I hope you know how to save. Just make sure you do. Right click, left click on templates, go to save template and put your name in when it comes up, and then save your name in there clearly. And then when you get a problem and you lose your chart, whatever, you just go to templates and they're back up and running. Okay, there we are. You know how to information, left click on the instrument of your choice, left click on the specifications, and there the information comes out. Anything else, sure of, ask as per normal. And if I can't answer it in a short period of time, it takes much more in depth, then I'll just point you in the direction going to the classes. One of them are, especially the dollar ones, the gold and dollar, yeah. Thank you very much, Cecil. Thank you for your support. Greatly appreciated. Oh, I like it. I like it very much. Is that the one again? Smacked us, yeah, smacked us. Like I said, Peter, it smacked us yesterday. I'm a bit reluctant against just do it again. But do I see downside? Yes, I do. Okay, guys. Why do you think it's time to ask? I'm sorry, I just got on to see it. Just get it quickly to the little boy's room. NZDKCAD. I just have a look at it, guys, and then I'll come back in a moment. NZDCAD. Looks familiar, actually. Looks familiar. Isn't that the one we got this morning? Or was that yesterday? Isn't that the one we got this morning? It must have been yesterday. Yes, this morning. We already got that one. Yeah. There's the NZDCAD. Well, you can check yourself. You've got your laptop open running. There you are. Just get the boy from. Hang on. Sorry, excuse me about that. Okay, where was I? Thank you very Chantel, great stuff. Thank you very much, Michael. Okay, great. Don't forget, Michael, you won't learn it all at once. Stick with it and hope you got some value to start. You're probably a little bit confused, think, what the heck is all that about? But it won't be confusing when you've been here. Pietro, I think he's still here. He's only been doing this 2 months, you know, and he's already on it. So it won't take that long. It's not a degree in the subject. Just build up and attend as much as you can and start to get some clarity. Fantastic, great to have your support. Okay, NZD CAD, yeah, let it run. You got your stop loss in your TP, stick with the strategy and look at it again tomorrow and see if they're coming right. Okay, see what happens on that. Okay, thanks very much. Unless, of course, a couple minutes to go. Anything else, guys, you want to ask on before we close up? Is there something on the just the knowledge front you want to ask and I happen to know the answer? I'll obviously give it to you. Now, that's really for the LMS studying and classes, etc. But shares are different because the contract size is different and the opening times are different. Remember, the contract size on shares is only 1. So I get specification 1, not like 100,000 on Forex. So the volumes are much higher, but you said in the signal, risk is 50 rand per 1.0. So don't put 0.01 in. Well, it can, but there's no point. Okay, and the other aspect, they opened at 3:30. And the other aspect is you do need, if you want to work it out, the Excel risk calculator, spreadsheet risk calculator, which you can get for your LMS when you log in there. That's the guys who bought the stock market. So the difference is, like I said, different opening times, different volumes, different movements often as well, and a different calculator. Just bear that in mind. But if you go to the classes, interact and ask, they'll cover that for you. Hope that answers your question. You see what Michael's doing there is going to the classes. If you don't go to the classes, you won't get the basics. You paid for them, might as well use them. Well, it's just different. It's quite. I don't need it. It's quite simple. It's just it is a 0.4% of exposure. What should we call it? Commission, but it's not that big. I'll give you an example. Let's go to Netflix. Show them it's quite straightforward. I think it's quite straightforward. Go to Netflix, right? And you're going to go along, and the price, you're going to put the stop loss here. That's 1870. That means if you go in with a stop loss there, it's 1870 plus commission your risk. The commission is small, so I'd say probably about $19 per share is your risk on that particular one. The Excel spreadsheet will put it for you easily. So it's just like the risk calculator here, except a spreadsheet. All you do is go to LMS and fill in the missing figures like before, and it gives the same principal answer. But if you're not sure on it, go to the classes. That's what it's for. The idea of stock market call just sell you a course which you're paying for to get the basics, so you've got a grounding and come to the trading room. If I teach them in the trading room, why would you go and buy a course? You get it for free here. And then all the guys who bought the course who want to start the trading journey won't be able to do it because guys who hadn't bothered to do the course or didn't want to pay for it are holding the guys who want to trade up as an explanation for the trading aspect. So in fact, I've done a great thing. Thank you, Ivan. He's done it for you there, Abdul. He's put it on there, and it's quite straightforward. This is not brain science, you know what I mean? It's not rocket science. Go in there, fill in the missing figures, and away you go. And if you still can't do it, we'll go to a class. They're on every single evening after 6, Clinton extremely jacked up, and sit there and ask. Don't wait for it to download to the head like some people do. Interact. Okay. NZDJPY, I'll answer your question. What's my take on it? 0. Who asked this one? I take leave it alone. Who asked this question? Okay, Abdul, leave it alone. Japanese yen, I keep saying, is a little bit undervalued, but there's no sign yet of any much strengthening. We've discussed about the Kiwis. They're not very high value. Better fish to fry. You want to put a weak against a strong, not a weak against a maybe strength, but a fairly weakish guy. It's in the strong zone anyway, So the problem is you go for a buy here, you're selling the yen again, which I'm a bit worried about, on a fairly weak currency. If you sell it, you're going against the trend, and there's no evidence you should sell it. And it's right on resistance. I'm very few more. This is a lot of ticks to stay out. Leave it alone. Yeah, leave it alone. Don't try and short it. I get where you're coming from. You'll think it's come up to resistance. I take your point entirely. Maybe short it. We're shorting it against a fairly weak one at the moment in the strong zone with not much follow through, because all we tried that today and the buyers have come in. Not worth it. Rather keep your money in your pocket on that one. I hope that makes sense, Abdul. And to everyone else. There's a calculator for it. It's a piece of tacky. I mean, you know, where it says name, write your name, John. Cool stuff, yeah. Okay, that seems to be fairly straightforward. You're all good? Any question before we shoot out, or are we all good, or whatever? Alan Geely, good to have you here. You're on my VIP group, as you know. We're all good? No answers, so I assume we are. Okay, great, guys. Then I'll catch you tomorrow morning. I hope these trades are looking good tomorrow. We'll see. Give them a chance. Okay. Okay, good stuff. And have fun. Thanks for your, by the way, thanks for your help on that. I've given some good stuff there. Thank you, Cecil. Thank you, guys. Cheers, Gertrude. Thank you, guys.